All right, fans, welcome back to Lake Myrtle, and we are back and underway, just starting here in the first minute of Florida Tropics soccer as they take on Dragon City FC. Should be a good one, as both teams, as we said just a couple of minutes ago, came in at 2-0. Here's a long shot, and that one just misses wide from Xavier Silva, who doesn't take long to get back into action. His first start of the season, of course, was a pretty potent goal scorer last year, an important member of the Tropics National Championship team from a year ago. So good to see Xavier back. Certainly depth up front for the Tropics now, and a need for Xavier tonight with no Kevin Duque in the lineup, as we mentioned. So some of that scoring that Duque had picked up over the first couple of games with his 3 goals may have to fall into the domain of Xavier Silva here this evening. We'll see how that plays out. Garcia with it. Still with it, some nice moves. Top of the box, Garcia still looking for a shot, a goal! Rolando Garcia with some fancy footwork at the top of the box, and Hugo Silva got just a touch on it, but not enough to keep it out of the back of the net. And just like that, Dragon City FC has a 1-0 early lead. Well, the defense not able to shut Garcia down there, and Garcia was able to dance and dribble his way to just enough of an open shot. So for the second time this season, the Tropics trail early. They trailed 1-0 to the Conquistadors in that road opener a few weekends ago, but then came back on a Victor Pereira's penalty kick, and then the game winner by Duque just before halftime. There were no goals at all scored in the second half of that game. Interesting that the Tropics are now down for the second time in 3 games. They did not trail at all, and I mean at all, in the regular season last year, 14-0-0, and they led, or were tied at the worst, every minute of every regular season game. Wasn't until the national quarterfinals when the Tropics, in fact, trailed in a game last spring. Up in Savannah against the team from the Baltimore, Maryland area. And then, of course, Melvin Boateng got a very big goal midway through the first half to tie it, and Tropics did go on to win it and eventually earn the national championship. Here's a ball ahead of the field to Albuquerque, who is in the starting lineup tonight, number 8. Was listed originally as a reserve. Albuquerque unable to keep it from going over the sideline, so it'll be a throw-in for Dragon City. Don't know this is fact, but I'm guessing they call themselves Dragon City because Sarasota, home of the Dragon Boat International Competition, that is a huge draw every year down there. So the soccer club drawing on that city's tradition of hosting that huge Dragon Boat International event. Tropics will see if they can build forward here. Guilherme brings it towards the center of the field. Over to Guilherme now. That wasn't Guilherme before, my apologies. It's Guilherme now with it though. Tried to feed it through to Albuquerque and just missed making that connection. Be a throw in here for Sarasota. Guillerme will try and track it down, and he and one of the Dragon City players collide, and Dragon City player got the worst of that. Kelvin Boateng with it. Pedro Ivo Diaz, ball on the left wing to Guillerme now. Through into the corner to Albuquerque. Albuquerque with a cross in front, headed away. Boateng may try from distance. He does make a bid, and that doesn't get through. Diaz will control here for the Tropics. 6th minute, 1-0 Sarasota on a goal in the 2nd minute here. Through to Pereiras at the top of the box. Now to Corey Mills. Mills tried to get it to Boateng and just out of his reach, and Sarasota will gain control on the back line there. Tyler Pletcher, the goalkeeper tonight for Dragon City, has not had to make a stop yet, although Tropics have had a couple of shots towards the goal. Corey Mills going to track that one down. Gets it back to goalkeeper Hugo Silva, who was rudely greeted in his first start of the season with a goal in the 2nd minute. Monteleras. Ivo Diaz to Corey. Bad ball back, but it will come up for Wendell Albuquerque now. Plays it to Guillerme. Guillerme right at the center line. Boateng with it. Has a little room if he wants to, but plays it back instead to Ivo Diaz. Right side looking for Enrique, and Bruno unable to track that one down, and he's fairly tall, so if you put one over Bruno Enrique's head, you've done you've missed the mark pretty significantly. Whistle and a foul on the throw-in here. Will go against Dragon City, so Enrique will play it all the way back now to Lucas Monteleras. This is Mills with it.
There you go, there you go.
Long ball ahead for Albuquerque, and that's headed out of play. No Victor Pereiras on the field at the moment. Don't know why. He was listed as a starter on the dress list that was provided by Lucas Teixeira, head coach, before the game, but he is not out there at the moment. Let's see if we can see him on the bench or not. Offsides called against the Tropics there. See Ricardo Carvalho over there. See Antonio Manfoot. Crawshaw's over there, so I'm not sure what the story on Pereiras may be tonight, but he is not out there, so the Tropics' two big guns, Victor Pereiras and Kevin Duque, neither in the lineup here. And we know Duque will not appear this evening because he's not even on the dress list tonight. I don't see Victor on the bench either, so we'll see if we can't get a report on what might be going on with Victor Pereiras here. Mills gets it on the left side to Enrique. Bruno going to battle over there, and it'll be a goal kick coming up here for Sarasota. Fletcher will track it down and do the honors. It took me a couple minutes to realize that Pereira was not, in fact, out there. As we said, Albuquerque was not actually listed in the starting lineup, and he's playing in the spot that Pereira would usually play in, here on the left wing. And that is a loss in a number of ways. Victor, the one that usually takes all the corner kicks and also the direct kicks, free kicks, scored on a beauty from about 22 yards out on a direct free kick in the second half against Winter Haven. Big goal that kind of gave the Tropics a little bit of a cushion there in the second half. Garcia with it. Yerme with some pressure, knocked out of there by Ivo Diaz, and it'll belong to Sarasota here. A couple of number 11s come together there. Garcia, and nope, that was, that was Hugo Silva, number 13 rather. Long shot towards Hugo Silva, and he'll make the covered save. Jeremy going to try and switch fields here a little bit. Enrique with it, brings it towards the middle of the field, almost loses it. Ivo Diaz does a good job to keep it alive. Here's Mills now. Leaves it off for Guillerme, and in the middle back to Pedro Ivo Diaz. Where's number 5? Tropics in their road whites today. First time we've seen that. Here's Melvin Boateng, who got by Garcia. Boateng will bring it back out as he couldn't find enough space to operate. Mills gets it over to Ivo Diaz, and now quickly to Guillerme. 14th minute here at Lake Myrtle, 1-0 Sarasota. Ball to the back post, looking for Silva. Mills will get in there to recover. He'll get it, try and get it to the back post. Albuquerque will track it down. Albuquerque with a nice little move, but then a good defensive play by Luis Gonzalez will result in a corner kick here for Florida. So it'll be Ivo Diaz who will take it in the absence of Pereiras. Tropics will push 9 men forward here, or 8 men forward, 9 if you count Pedro. Enrique's got some height. He's at the back post. Of course, Andrew Clare, one of the taller Tropics players. He too in front of the goal here. The cross now by Ivo Diaz. It goes to the far line, and Boateng will track it down. Another corner kick here for Florida. And Pedro Ivo Diaz is going to short kick it to Boateng. Boateng makes the cross now. There's a header, and Silva just misses. Tuque got one of his against Winter Haven in the first half last week against the United on a header. A little rainbow across the field now, so we might have a couple of sprinkles in the area, but really a pretty delightful evening compared to what we've seen, the washout in the scheduled home opener a couple of Sundays ago against Hurricane FC. And We'll check and see if there's a makeup date on that one yet. Have not heard that there is. And then, of course, playing last week's game in the pretty steady rain. Pretty heavy rain, in fact, in the first half, and pretty steady in the second half. Testimony to all the Polk County fans who came out for that one. Pablo Arias on a run down the right side, but good defensive work over there by someone who we don't have on the Sarasota roster, number 20. Can't really give credit where credit's due there, but he was stride for stride with Arias all down the sideline there into Enrique. Enrique trying to turn. Being marked there by Jason Rodales. And the Tropics will get a corner. Their third one here in the last couple of minutes. Sent towards goal. Headed back and will stay in. One nothing Sarasota here, 17th minute. The Tropics have had several corner kick opportunities, but unable to convert. Rolando Garcia in the second minute, getting Dragon City on the board here first at Lake Myrtle. It's Lucas Monaleris with the header there for the Tropics, one of a number of MASL stars that play for this Tropics outdoor team. Of course, Hugo Silva, second team MASL All-Stars, getting his first start in goal here tonight. Lucas Monaleris on defense. Guillerme, big time forward with the left-footed scoring touch for the Tropics in the starting lineup tonight. Lucas Teixeira, of course, the defender who's been with the Tropics, as has Lucas Monaleris since day one back in 2016, is the Tropics head coach. And then some MASL firepower on the bench, potentially available as well in the form of Ricardo Carvalho, who was a 30-goal scorer this past season for Florida and earned third-team All-Major Arena Soccer League honors at the end of the year. And also Antonio Manfoot over there. No Drew Ruggles tonight. He is not available. Played quite a bit last week. The MASL Defender of the Year. Here's Wendell Albuquerque. Gives it to Gee, middle of the field to Mills. Tried to play it quickly back to Albuquerque. So plenty of talent out there for the Tropics as those MASL stars are supplemented with some talent up front in midfield and defense. Andrew Clare, the brother of MASL standout Matt Clare, the defensive man of the match for the Tropics last week. Enrique tries to get some space, leaves it off for Boateng. Boateng in the middle to Mills. Mills over to Guillerme. Tropics building close there to an opportunity, but didn't pull the trigger. Boateng with some nice moves to Enrique. Enrique gets it down low to Arias with a cross, but that is knocked out of harm's way. Get another corner kick, though, for the Tropics. Ivo Diaz will again send towards goal, and that's headed over the end line, and it'll be a goal kick for Dragon City. 20th minute, 1-0 Sarasota. Coming in tonight 2-0. Tropics coming in 2-0, so the winner will, if we have a winner, will emerge atop the Florida Central West standings. Boateng on the intercept. Here's Albuquerque. Gives it off to Guillerme. Let's see if Guillerme can get across. He's taken down. And the official says play on, but Guillerme does a nice job to keep possession for Florida. Now Albuquerque. Nice move at the top of the box, but good defensive recovery there by Mario Alvarez. Claire will get there ahead of Grochi. And the Tropics, who have had the better of the possession since that early Sarasota goal, will push forward once again, and Enrique just missed getting it through to Silva, who was making a good run there. Handball called against Aradia. Ivo Diaz with it. Pedro moves it off to Enrique. Boateng pass to no one in particular. Someone zigging when Melvin thought they were going to zag. So Dragon City will get a throw in from in front of the Tropics bench. Tropics will be back in action next Sunday here at Lake Myrtle. Fourth of 5 straight home matches when the Lakewood Ranch-based PSE Conquistadors come to town. Enrique with some good work on the far sideline to win possession for the Tropics. Well, I did find Victor, and he's on the sideline in civilian clothes, so he is not playing tonight either. Don't know what the reason for that may be, but so we can officially cross Victor Pereira off the list. He's not in the bench area, but he is over near the Tropics sideline in his Capelli top, but not a uniform top. Here's Enrique pushing forward again. Enrique, and he is obstructed, and the foul is called. This will be an opportunity for the Tropics here from just outside the box. That's your department. They've been against Arias. Not sure it was Osley Guerrero who made the defensive stop that caused the foul, but nonetheless, the Tropics will get this free kick from just the top corner of the box. There's Ivo Diaz, and that never got through. Header by Silva, and the whistle on the foul is Silva went over the back of one of the Saratoga defenders. Good takeaway by Monaleros. Albuquerque tried to get it ahead to Silva. Another player on the Sarasota roster that I don't have, number 4, went down, but he's back up. Little shove right there and a foul against Aradia.
No, take one more. Okay. Woo!
A little chippy early here. That's what happens when first place is on the line. Oh, good defensive play there. As Guerrero just took it away as Silva tried to sneak in behind the defense. Guerrero just able to get ahead on it. I think so. I think we got a corner coming up here for Sarasota. Either that or it's going to be a throw-in from deep in the Tropics end of this field. Got a couple of Tropics starting to warm up on the sideline. I think that might be Crawshaw, youngster from Mulberry, who's doing some sprints over there. So it will be a corner here for Sarasota. They haven't had any tonight. I believe this may be their first. 1-0 lead for the visiting Dragon City sides. Goal in the second minute by Rolando Garcia. In towards goal, and it's in. I believe may have been Jason Rodales who got credit for it, as he was streaking through the box there. And so the Tropics trail it 2-0. Comes in the 28th minute. Well, we told you at the top this was not going to be an easy night for the Tropics, and Dragon City is not backing down an iota here. Albuquerque will track it down on the left side of the box here. Well, this is a position the Tropics have never found themselves in outside. Otang will try and get it over to Arias. He couldn't handle it cleanly. In terms of possession, the Tropics have had most of it, but the 2 on the board have belonged to Sarasota. That's why corner kicks can be so dangerous. Anything can happen in front, and Dallas was able to get the redirect. Teixeira will go to the bench early here, and a sub waiting to come in. We'll see. Who that will be. Otang will be the one heading out. And that's Alexandre Teixeira. Our first look at Teixeira, number 6. First game ever dressed for the Tropics, and I know Coach Lucas Teixeira had good things to say about him beforehand. No relation, though, as we mentioned. Here's Pedro Ivo Diaz. Tries to split the defense and misses high and wide from about 35 yards out. Second corner kick of the game coming up for Sarasota, and they are 1 for 1 on corners here. 2-0 Dragon City in the 32nd minute of the first half. Sent in towards goal, and that's deflected over the end line by Enrique, so it'll be another corner here for the visitors. Silva comes off his line and makes the good play. Whistle was also blown on the foul, but Silva was going to take no chances there, which is always smart if that's an option for you as the goalkeeper on a corner. Just take care of business yourself. Tropics need one here before intermission. They've got to turn some momentum back in their favor. Trailing 2-0. Heading to the 34th minute here. And Alaris will set the offense. Looking, I think, for Albuquerque. Maybe Andrew Clare, who was up in a forward position there as well. Teixeira gets it in for Arias with a shot and hit the crossbar. Arias with the Tropics' best scoring chance of the game so far, and he just dinged it off the woodwork. A couple inches, and that was the goal that the Tropics were hoping for. Instead, it'll be a corner kick. See if the Tropics can return the favor. Just a little too tall for Manolares, who pushed forward as well. Teixeira looking for the intercept on the far sideline and comes out of there with it. Good play by Alexandre Teixeira, who is making his Florida Tropics debut this evening. Sarasota with a rare counter. chance now for Sarasota. Chip into the box. Just a little too tall for Rodales, who has one of the two Sarasota goals this evening. Still plenty of time for the Tropics to get back in this one here before intermission. Just need a feel-good moment to head to halftime here. Almost got it when Arias just hit the crossbar a minute ago.
How are you?
Sorry. Right, don't talk her ear off.
Good play by Claire to step up. Long ball ahead of the field to Albuquerque. Albuquerque not going to be able to win it, but we'll get a throw in. Ivo Diaz with it. Good save to Mills. Takeaway for Sarasota. Dangerous looking moment here, and a nice defensive play again by Andrew Clare. Boy, he has been Johnny on the spot last couple of games. Couldn't quite get in front of that first shot that went in the second minute mark, but made an excellent defensive recovery there and what looked to be a very dangerous counter for Sarasota. 38th minute here at Lake Myrtle. You're just joining us. It's Dragon City 2 and the Tropics no score. Tropics 20-game win streak in some serious jeopardy here. Through ball to Corey Mills now. Mills has it tackled over the end line, so it'll be another corner for the Tropics. They have had 7 or 8 here in the first half alone. Have not been particularly close on any of them, but maybe law of averages will catch up a little here. Again, no Victor Pereira, so Ivo Diaz with the short ball, and that never got through. It'll be another corner, though. It wasn't a true short ball, but it wasn't didn't get off the ground very far. So we said Victor Pereira's not dressed tonight. That one is sent back post, and Xavier Silva goes up for it, but knocked off the ball. No Pereiras and no Kevin Duque. And they have scored 5 of this team's 6 goals in their 2 wins this year. So that's almost the entire offensive output out of the lineup here. Ivo Diaz will track it down. Ivo Diaz gets it in the middle of the field. Tried a little give and go with Silva. There's a chance, and that one's just going to scoot wide by Ivo Diaz. Good work in there by Xavier Silva, and Diaz just sent it wide to the far post. Just a little over 5 minutes left to go here in the half. I don't think we'll get a whole lot of stoppage time, maybe a couple of minutes. It's been a fairly quick half. Things have settled down a little bit. There's a steal by Mills over to Albuquerque. This one will stay in bounds. Albuquerque will challenge. Mills with it. Mills gets it over to Teixeira. Teixeira with a shot, and that one was a relatively easy save for Fletcher, as Teixeira did not strike it quite as well as he'd hoped. Not a bad effort, but he was a good 25 or so yards out. Arias tracking that one down, and Claire will get to the loose ball first and send it back up towards the Tropics bench. 41st minute here. See what the Tropics can do to regroup at halftime. They've got some firepower on the bench. Certainly Ricardo Carvalho, very offensive-minded player available. Antonio Manfoot also could be called upon. Tropics have had some chances. In fact, Manfoot is checked into the game now, and he will send it towards goal. Headed over the end line, so the Tropics will get a corner here as Antonio Manfoot has checked into the game. Didn't see that actually happen. With his energy and enthusiasm, I'm sure Lucas Teixeira hoping perhaps that can provide a spark. He subbed in for Bruno Enrique, by the way, so Enrique and Boateng, who both started, are already done for the evening. Headed in front, out of there. Here's Manfoot getting in there. And that'll be a corner coming up for the Tropics as Mills took a swing at it from about 20 yards out. This has got to be the 9th or 10th corner the Tropics have had this half. Sarasota's had 2 and they scored on 1. The Tropics have not scored and frankly not been particularly close. Maybe one corner that resulted in a pretty good chance, but ball not bouncing the Florida way, at least to this point here this evening. Fletcher in no particular hurry will send it downfield, and Guilherme will work on the intercept here. And Guilherme going to be called for the foul. Albuquerque looks to see if he can get it ahead to Teixeira, or rather Silva, but that didn't work either. Sarasota close to heading to the intermission with a 2-0 advantage. Nice long ball here on the near side to Alvarez. Sarasota will get the throw in. Radio with it. Silva going to come out and cover up. Maybe an opportunity for one last counter here for Florida. Manolaris going to get ahead to Mills. Turns and delivers to Albuquerque. Albuquerque looking for space. He's taken down, and there's a foul. Radia the guilty party. No doubt about that one. Long ball in front, easily cleared. Arias tries to send it back the other way, can't get it. Into the 45th minute now here. Another corner kick coming up for Florida. They'll do it in stoppage time. Manfoot will do the honors this time, and he fires it over the crossbar. Ivo Diaz made the cross. Into stoppage time here. 3 minutes of stoppage time. 3 minutes of stoppage time. 3 minutes. Good looking counter here by Sarasota. And that quickly dissolves. Looked like Rodriguez was going to be able to make a run in front, but ball never got through to him. Silva with some pressure here. And it'll go over the end line. It'll be a throw in for Florida, and Guillerme will take it. Right back to Guillerme off the foot of Albuquerque. Guillerme. Ball down to Antonio Manfoot, and that is whistled down. Lights taking full effect here on what turned out to be a very nice evening in Auburndale. I had a few showers, mainly lighter showers, roll through Polk County earlier in the afternoon, but haven't checked the radar screen in a bit, but looked fairly clear before kickoff, and have not heard any thunder or seen any raindrops fall. Some darker clouds in the area, but not a lot of them. Here's Albuquerque. Albuquerque trying to set up one more chance, can't get through. Nice defensive work by Dragon City again. I'd say 75 to 80% of this game has been played in the Dragon City side of the field, but the scoreboard says Sarasota 2 and Florida no score, and we have reached intermission. So the Tropics will have plenty of work cut out for them in the second half. They have never trailed at intermission 2-0 before, either last year or so far this season, so we'll see what they have in response. We're going to step aside for a few minutes and be back with second half action. It's Florida Tropics SC Soccer presented by Bond Clinic. Just underway here at Lake Myrtle Sports Complex as the Florida Tropics and Dragon City FC do battle. And a surprising result, at least for the first 45 minutes, as Dragon City has a 2-0 lead over the host Tropics in a battle for first place in the UPSL Florida West Division, Southeastern Conference. A couple of substitutions, or at least one that I see for the Tropics right away, and that is number 11, Ricardo Carvalho, is in the lineup for the first time this fall. Carvalho, third-team MASL All-Star this past indoor season in the Major Arena Soccer League with 30 goals after coming over from the Harrisburg Heat. Was a tremendous addition to the Tropics Eastern Conference Championship side. He and fellow Massel star Antonio Manfoot trying to connect right there. Good intercept by Arias. Got to expect that the Tropics will really ratchet the energy level and the pressure up here to start the final 45 minutes, looking to get back in this one. I think I may have said in the first half the Tropics had never trailed 2-0 in a game. I believe they trailed that in the National Championship tournament at one point in overtime in Dallas, and actually ended up winning that game on penalty kicks. So it's been done at least once as Carvalho was taken down in the box, no whistle. Carvalho, very deadly shot when given the opportunity. Might be the guy that, if the Tropics get a free kick situation near goal, might be the one to take it. We'll see. Teixeira with a long effort that never got through, and it'll be a throw in here for Arias. Hang on, got two balls on the field. That does not work. Manolaris with it. Gets it through to Mills. Nice move. Mills plays it wide, and it's going to be offsides. Flag is up. Albuquerque, I think, just a little too anxious there on the far wing. So that scoring opportunity is by the boards. Fletcher will send it into the Florida half of the field. Guillerme trying to keep it alive. Careful here. And a couple of Sarasota players topple. Both are down. Lucas Manolaris was in that collision as well. Lucas is okay. But a couple of the Dragon City guys slow to get up. Radio was one of them that was down. He is up.
Oh, okay. I thought he was saying prayer. I was like, what?
Not going to be able to get a number here, I don't believe, until hopefully the injured player gets to his feet. It's one of the players that I don't believe I have a and I do. It's actually Rolando Garcia who got the first goal of the game, number 11. So he's all right. And Hugo Silva will look on as Lucas Manolaris will put it back into play. Approaching the 50th minute here now. 2-0 Dragon City. Mills directs a little traffic, gets it on the far wing to Guillerme. Guillerme ahead to Albuquerque. Albuquerque back towards the middle of the field now. Gets it ahead for Carvalho. Carvalho can't control. Dragon City will try and track it down and won't stay in play now. Well, if you're Sarasota here, you're just going to drop 11 behind the ball and try and protect this 2-0 lead to be certain. Guillerme. Albuquerque to Manolaris. Gets it to Manfoot. Good move by Teixeira. Teixeira through the box. Our understanding, not having seen Teixeira play at all, that Alexandre Teixeira, a very talented player, and I've seen a couple of flashes here since he came into the ballgame. Talking to some of the Tropics front office folks during the break, apparently Victor Pereira, who was initially listed as a starter tonight, is nursing some hamstring issues, so not sure. He was dressed pregame, but not sure how much warm-ups he actually did, and ultimately apparently decided to not give it a go. So that is the Tropics' second leading scorer who was out, and their leading scorer, Kellen Duque, is not here tonight. So the Tropics, who had scored 6 goals in their first 2 games, 5 of them came from either Pueris or Duque. And so that has been part of the story here. Tropics, as we said, probably 75% of the possession has been theirs, but Sarasota has converted opportunities. One of the very few corner kicks they got in the first half resulted in a goal, and Garcia with that hard strike from the top of the box in just the second minute, eluding the Tropics defense and Hugo Silva. So that's where we are, 2-0. Mills unable to control that one. Intercept by Teixeira. Guilherme will press forward. Guilherme with a long ball, but nobody back post for Florida. Don't forget, Tropics here back at Lake Myrtle next Sunday. 6 o'clock kickoff against the PSC Conquistadors. So can't make it out to the park. We hope to catch you online on the Florida Tropics YouTube channel. All the Tropics home games being streamed live on the YouTube channel this fall. And I know some of the away games, at least, if not all of them. Manaleras tried to come up and make a steal. Tropics are going to have to start taking some chances. It's a little early, but down 2-0, you're going to have to be at least aggressive. Here's Carvalho. Gets to the head for Teixeira. Teixeira pulls up. Ivo Diaz will swing it to the left side over to Guilherme. Ahead for Albuquerque now. Can't get the feeling if the Tropics can get one, they can get 2. They have been sniffing around the Dragon City goal. Here's Arias. He hit the crossbar in what was perhaps the Tropics' best scoring chance in the first 45 minutes. Garcia being watched by Arias. Jason Rodales was the other goal scorer for Sarasota. If I've called them Saratoga tonight, I apologize a couple of occasions. It's the product of spending 40 years in upstate New York. Garcia may be heading to the bench for a...
What? Hi. Oh, what did you say? I said hi.
Good.
Maybe helped off the field now by Victor Heredia. Looks like it might be a hamstring issue, which, as we said, is what kept Victor Pereira apparently on the bench tonight. Radio with it. Mills stuck a foot in there, and the Tropics will regain control. Long ball ahead of the field to Carvalho. Carvalho, and he goes down hard, and they're going to say play on. Boy, Carvalho had a half, 3/4 of a step on the Dragon City defense. Dragon City did not take kindly to that challenge by Carvalho, but nothing illegal about it. No whistle, no foul. Manfoot trying to energize things. Ticking towards the 59th minute now. Dragon City 2, Florida no score. Garcia and the crossbar was as close as they have come here tonight. Tropics have trailed since the 2nd minute of the game. And for all the possession time they have had, they've not created a ton of great scoring chances. They've had far many more corner kicks than Sarasota has had here as the Dragon City offense builds forward, but that's quickly shut down. Here's Manfoot. Diaz with it. Swings it wide to Guillerme. Ahead now to Albuquerque. Albuquerque knocked off his pins. Albuquerque up there where Pereiras would normally play. And now Albuquerque is injured. There's not a lot left on that Tropics bench. Chandler Crawshaw would be available. Fernando Marone, he's a defender, so if Albuquerque is at all injured for any period of time, the Tropics don't have a lot of options over there. Remember that Manfoot came in the first half, and Teixeira came in the first half as well. Almost a good steal there by Mills as he anticipated that pass and just got it to the spot about a 1/4 step too late. Claire steps up. To Guillerme. Teixeira will play it back to Monolaris. That's Alexandre Teixeira, not Lucas, no relation. Pedro Ivo Diaz with a good move. Tried to get it through to Carvalho, finally does, and Carvalho pushes it too far ahead and will go over the end line for a goal kick for Dragon City. Just not much clicking here for the Tropics. They get into the Dragon City offensive third, and give the visitors credit. They have been able to not give up a lot of good scoring opportunities, and the Tropics, missing some of their key pieces up front, haven't been able to put it all together themselves. Kind of a two-way effort. Garcia will try and chase Monolaris down, but Lucas will play it back to his goalkeeper, Hugo Silva. 62nd minute. Tropics in desperate need of one. Actually in desperate need of two, but you can't get to two until you get one first. Teixeira. Ahead to Antonio Manfoot. Manfoot gets by one. Chips it through the far post. Carvalho can't catch up. Going to try and track it down now. And an injured Dragon City player in the box. And the whistle will go. Do not have the number 4 player on my roster, so I can't tell you who it is that's down. Back underway here in the 64th minute now. We'll have a little more stoppage time, I think, here in the second half than we had in the first as Teixeira pushes forward, trying again to look for Carvalho back post, but never got through. Teixeira going to head it over to Ivo Diaz and now over to Guilherme as the Tropics will reset things. Long ball through to Manfoot. See if Antonio can track it down. He does. Ball in front to Mills. Mills doing a good job trying to control, but finally loses. Darius chasing. Long ball sent through, almost got to Aradia. Good ball by Rosales, and there's Aradia with a chance, and Silva makes the save. Good save by Hugo Silva, keeps the Tropics' chances alive here. Silva may be called on yet again to keep the Tropics in this, but as we said, they got to get one before you get two. Albuquerque trying to chase down a loose ball. Here's Carvalho with a shot and didn't really get good foot on leather there as Pletcher made what turned out to be a relatively easy save. That's kind of been the story of the Tropics night. They generate what looked to be potentially good chances, but in the end, they really don't end up being all that special. Again, long ball from Monaleras to Albuquerque. Albuquerque looking for some help, tries to split the defense, and Tropics will get a free kick here from somewhat dangerous spot outside the top right corner of the box. This is where you've missed Victor. Thought maybe Carvalho would be the ball striker there, but with his size and height, he's also valuable in front. And Pedro Ivo Diaz has taken a number of the corners, and he is the one on the ball right now as well. Teixeira going to wander over in that direction. There's the ball into the box, and it's right on Pletcher, who plucks it out of the air. And again, another potentially good opportunity really doesn't result in much. It was a relatively easy play for Pletcher, who's in some traffic, but was able to cleanly grab it. Guilherme pressing forward, and it'll be a goal kick here for Sarasota. 68th minute. So the Tropics have a little over 20 minutes of regulation time to try and figure out this Dragon City defense. And the deeper we get into the second half here, the more that Dragon City will pack it in. And to their credit, though, I wouldn't say they've gone into a defensive shell by any stretch here. They've continued to try and build forward when the opportunities present, but similar to the first half, the Tropics have had most of the possession here. Good play by Mills.
Use the right side!
Counter here for the Tropics. A push and a foul as Jeremy was taken down. Restart here, ahead to Albuquerque. Albuquerque into the box here, still with it, and Albuquerque has it knocked away, but it'll be a goal kick here for Sarasota. Well, I hope you didn't have Dak Prescott on your fantasy football team because he was carted off the field with an ankle injury, we understand. At least that's the lay of the land in American football. Although Dallas did come back to beat the Giants tonight with Andy Dalton at the controls. I mentioned that selfishly because I have Dak Prescott on my one and only fantasy football team. Good news is I do have Josh Allen of the Bills as my backup, and he's been pretty good this year as well. Tropics could use a little Bills magic here. 20 minutes of regulation time remain. Ball into the goal area in front of Silva, and it's headed out of there by Pablo Arias, who's been a very nice addition to this club this year as well. He's come closest to getting a goal tonight for Florida. That crossbar he hit late in the first half might have really changed the complexion of the game, but such were the fortunes. Dragon City bidding to be the first team ever to beat the Florida Tropics in the UPSL. And less than 20 minutes of regulation time away from doing just that. Florida will get probably 4 or 5 minutes, I'll say, of stoppage time as well. But they need one rather quickly. Monolaris will bring it up. Arias over the center line. Carvalho tried to get it over to Teixeira and couldn't do it. Monolaris out for the challenge. Good moves here by Saratoga. There's a shot, and it just goes over the crossbar. Best chance of the half for Dragon City for sure right there. Andre Scott with the fancy footwork, and he put it just a foot or two over the crossbar. But as we said, credit to Dragon City. They have not dropped into a a prevent defense here. They have continued to play aggressively and challenge and press forward when given the opportunity, and they'll do it again right here. Can't keep the possession, however. Now Mills will pick it up. Ivo Diaz has it now. Teixeira with it. Mills plays it right back to Alexandre. Tried to get it to Albuquerque on the far left wing, couldn't do it. Whistle and a foul. Teixeira stuck a leg in there a little too aggressively. Tropics have never been shut out in UPSL play. Of course, when you've never lost, that would, I guess, follow. I have to look back, but I don't believe they've ever been held even just one goal in a game. They've won a couple of 2-1 games, but Mills will leave it for Manfoot. Manfoot, Arias coming forward, and he'll generate a corner kick here. Ivo Diaz will again pull the trigger here. I'm guessing somewhere around a dozen corners for the Tropics tonight. On the way, and there's a header, and that one just misses as Carvalho actually got a pretty good piece of it, but couldn't put it on frame. It actually might have been Monaleris that got a piece of it. Another injured player here for Sarasota. It's like a cramping issue. It is very warm and humid, but rain-free, most importantly. Still about 80 degrees here in Auburndale. But a dew point in the mid-70s, and it feels it. Not much of a breeze either. Old Glory hanging pretty still next to the Publix field scoreboard. Many thanks, of course, to our Tropics sponsors. Bond Clinic, the presenting sponsor of Tropics Soccer, as always. Capelli Sport. Dixie Signs. All part of the Tropics effort this season, along with Devoted Health Plans. Happy to have them back aboard this year. We thank them for their sponsorship. You can check out their cost-saving plans, all kinds of health insurance options at devoted.com. Middle of the field to Carvalho. Carvalho. Arias with it now. Arias pushing forward. Leaves it for Manfoot. Manfoot. Crawshaw into the game now. First time we've seen Crawshaw. And Crawshaw wanted the quick restart, didn't get it. Another yellow card is out. So Florida will get a direct free kick here from, it's hard to tell because we're at field level, but I'm going to guess a good 30 to 35 yards out. So they may look to Claire or Carvalho. Guilherme and Monaleris, the two players near the ball. Guilherme with, of course, we know from the indoor game, a big and lethal left foot. But he may drive this to the back post and see if someone from the Tropics can get a piece. Here's a shot, and actually goes near post, and good bid by Guilherme, but wide by just a foot or two. 77th minute, time ticking away here on the Tropics' perfect record. playing without Victor Pereira and no Kaywan Dookie. And those are the two leading scorers for the Tropics in this young season. Chandler, or rather Albuquerque, tried to find Chandler in front but couldn't get it through. Chandler Crawshaw, where's number 19? Race for the ball here. Good play by Crawshaw defensively to get back and stick a leg in to break that one up. Actually, I think that was Claire that made that defensive play. Free kick coming up here for the Dragon City FC, leading it 2-0. Don't forget, hope to see you out here at Lake Myrtle next Sunday. Tropics will, if they don't have an amazing rally in them tonight, we'll look to start a new win streak against the PSE Conquistadors based out of Lakewood Ranch, Bradenton area. That was the team the Tropics defeated 2-1 to open the season back in late September. And they had to rally in that one to win. So we know the Conquistadors will bring their A game as Dragon City has here tonight. Guillerme with it as it knocked away. Counter now for Dragon City. Bid to catch Silva off his line there, but Hugo was able to track it down. Arias leave it off for Teixeira. Frustrating evening for Florida from start to finish. Long ball into the box, never got through to Carvalho. Here's Silva with it on top. There's a chance, and again off the crossbar.
Yeah, baby!
Ended up in the back of the net, but I don't think they're going to count it. Teixeira from long range. Just missing. Second crossbar that the Tropics have hit here tonight. That was their best opportunity of the half. And another nice turnout here at Lake Myrtle tonight. But the crowd has not had much to cheer about. Teixeira going to be okay, apparently. Another booking, but all the Tropics will get out of it is a A free kick here. Looks like Guilherme once again will send it towards goal. Header, and again wide of the mark. Guilherme will keep it in play again. Back post, another header, and that one is stopped. I think it was Monolaris again who got in there. And the Tropics have just not been able to connect. Been played by Croshaw to try and head that corner kick in front, but that Sarasota defense has been pretty airtight. Here's Manfoot trying to get an opportunity, and that's again cleared over the end line, and another Tropics corner. Got to be in the vicinity of 15. Haven't counted them all, but there have been a ton. Again, sent into the box. Again, a header by Monolaris, and again a save by Pletcher. Boy, Lucas has been close on a couple, but either have just been off the mark or Pletcher has been there to make the save. We're in the 84th minute. Scott making a run down the left side, and he is knocked off the ball by Teixeira. It'll be outside the box, so it'll be a direct free kick here for Sarasota, which will take plenty of time to set up here. Moving towards the 85th minute now. It'll be a radia over the ball here. On goal short side, and Hugo Silva makes the save. Good diving stop by Silva. Don't know if that was ticketed for the corner or not. It would have been close. And Hugo certainly did not want to take a chance. And all the while, the clock continuing to wind. About 4.5 minutes left in regulation time, and I'll guess about 5 minutes of stoppage time or so. That one cleared everyone, and it'll result in a goal kick for Hugo Silva. Carvalho looking for a bounce, but Fletcher is out there in time. Good hustle by Croshaw. Juan Balcazar will track it down deep in the Florida end of the field. Across the far post, there's a header, and Silva with a big diving save. His best of the night. May not matter, but it does to Hugo. Sarasota with a corner, and they've already got one on the corner tonight. This time gets all the way through. Rigas will control here for Dragon City. Chance here, and Silva again comes up with a save and can't control the loose ball. Good work in there by Mario Alvarez. Tropics really chasing now at the moment. Down 2. And the prospects continue to dim. Best chances in the last 3 or 4 minutes have all belonged to Sarasota here. Cleared back out to midfield, but nobody there for the Tropics to even attempt to control it. Now here's a takeaway. Oh, a ball ahead, just too far for Carvalho. Good idea by Albuquerque and just could not quite get it through. And actually, let me correct myself, that is another player we do not have on the roster. Number 21 for the Tropics.
Copa. Alex.
Dragon City just content to run some clock here, if you will. Last minute of regulation now. Scott will track it down deep in the left corner. Watched in there by Arias. Taken away now by Manfred. Center of the field to Crawshaw. Mills with it. Tropics have to push forward in a hurry here. Guillerme with it. He's gone the distance tonight. Well, we are officially into stoppage time. Don't have an indication yet of how much exactly we're getting, but as I said, I'm going to guess around 5 minutes. So conceivably, still time for the Tropics to get a couple, but pretty unlikely. Unfortunately, even though there's a lot of the indoor stars out there, this is not the indoor game where goals come fast and furious sometimes. Teixeira, who's been impressive, now being told 7 minutes of stoppage time, so even a little more than I was anticipating. Teixeira. Gets it through to Crawshaw. Back out to Manfoot. Antonio Manfoot in the box, dribbles through, gets it in front, and just misses connecting with Teixeira. And now Crawshaw is down hard. I believe this will be a corner coming up for the Tropics, and Chandler is up. Tropics, no, it's going to be will be a direct kick from the spot where Crawshaw was taken down. So again, a pretty good scoring moment here for Florida in stoppage time, but they need 2 to tie. Carvalho gonna pull the trigger here and tried to get it through on the short side, and no handball called. Carvalho gonna make a bid for it, knocked over the sideline. Player will bring it over the midline. Counter opportunity here for Sarasota, and offsides is called.
What?
He whistled. Down again? I don't know.
Mills will quickly push forward here. Teixeira, Carvalho. Mills loses it. Probably 3-4 minutes of stoppage time left. That'll be it. The Tropics will look to regroup during the week and host the PSE Conquistadors next Sunday, a week from tonight, 6 o'clock, here at Lake Myrtle. See if they can rebound from their first ever outdoor loss in the UPSL. No Victor Pereira, no Kevin Duque tonight, and that is almost the entire Tropics offense, or it had been over the first 2 games, with Duque with 3 goals and Pereiras with 2. And neither dressed here this evening. Duque not available. He's away playing in another tournament for one of his Orlando area teams, I believe. And Pereiras a little hamstrung with an injury, literally. Was originally listed as a starter and was dressed well before the game, but did not notice whether or not he was actually warming up or not. And when we realized finally he was not in the game, found him on the sideline in his warm-up clothes, so knew that he was not going to be available either. And the Tropics have paid a bit of a price, as they have had somewhere around 15 or so corner kicks, and Victor usually takes all those. Takes the free kick opportunities. as well. And offense just has not been quite as sharp without him. Here's Manfoot. Perhaps one push forward left for Florida here to get one. Manfoot will cross it in, and Crawshaw was lurking but couldn't get ahead on it as it was knocked out of play. It'll be yet another corner here for Florida. Claire will push forward. We'll try it again. Sent towards goal, and again, that one never got through, and we'll try it a third straight time. No, we will not. Time is out here at Lake Myrtle. And Dragon City FC out of Sarasota has popped the Tropics bubble. After 20 consecutive UPSL wins, Florida will have a hash mark in the loss column, falling to 2-1 shutout here for the first time in their UPSL history. 2-0 the final. Dragon City will move to 3-0 on the season and will sit alone atop the UPSL Florida West Division standings with 9 points. The Tropics will stay in a tie for second place, at least for the moment, with 6, depending on the outcome of other games around the UPSL this evening. So the final here once again from Lake Myrtle, it's Dragon City FC out of Sarasota 2, and the Florida Tropics presented by Bond Clinic, no score. We will talk to you again next Sunday here from Lake Myrtle, a 6 o'clock kickoff against the PSE Conquistadors. Until then, have a great week, everybody.